for them to have ever started believing. And
Yes.
it's different, right? They're saying, we're going to keep believing until you can find the smoking gun, right? And you're saying you shouldn't have even started unless there was a body.
Right. I mean, I'm just comparing the documents themselves. I'm not making any of the claims, just saying that I believe that parts of this thing are fiction.
Yeah. Right. No, I think...
And you're basically agreeing with him, aren't you, Matt?
No, I'm agreeing with you. I think parts of them are fiction. It's just that what you mentioned the argument from silence, which is it's a common problem where somebody would say, okay, this gospel mentions something and this other gospel doesn't. That's not what you're doing, right? Or
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
No, then yeah, you would be wrong to do that. To say that because gospel A mentions something and gospel B doesn't mention it, that therefore it's a fiction, because there's no requirement that every single recording of events contain every bit of information. The correct thing to do is to compare the event that's recorded by the gospel and compare it to other sources to see if we can find it anywhere else. If there's just this one source or these two sources that are reporting something extraordinary, then that's insufficient. But if Matthew mentions the slaughter of the innocents and Luke doesn't, that's not a contradiction, an omission, a failure to mention it. Now, it's the type of thing that we would think, might be recorded, but it is not and I agree that there's a problem that one gospel is mentioning something that seems significant and another isn't, but that in and of itself is not a demolishing to the claim.
But I mean, in one narrative, they originally live in Bethlehem, in the other one, they originally live in Nazareth. So how can both of those things be true? That's
not an argument from silence. So on that, the Christians who are accusing you of that are wrong.
Yeah. And okay. But there are, I just want to make sure that, there are incredibly easy apologetic responses to that. And it's one of the reasons why you don't hear me mentioning that particular issue on the TV show, because it's not going to have any impact on anybody. Because all any preacher's got to do is say, well, I was born in Kansas City, but I grew up in St. Louis. And so two people who do a biography of me, one of them may choose to start my life in Kansas City, and another may choose to start it in St. Louis. They're not incorrect. They're starting from two different points. Now, I agree that the biblical narrative is more contradictory to that, but that sort of apologetic response is going to make, it's going to knock some of the teeth out of what you're trying to do, which is why I always encourage people to go for, the more hard-hitting, this idea that zombies got up and walked into Jerusalem is a little stronger, I think.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Sure. Thanks, Juan.
Bye.
And that there's no independent, extra-biblical records of that.
Or of any of it.
Right.
And the fact that they perhaps...
Well, you can pick any, really eyebrow-raising incident from the Bible and make a stronger case that, wow, you'd think reports would have gotten back to Rome about the zombie invasion.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that I think other ways that the Bible can be used against itself is that, you've got Jesus doing miracles and in front of like a crowd, and there are some who believe and some who don't believe. Now, the Bible is already admitting that there are some people who are just not going to believe even if they see, but it could be the case that these were accurate reports of something happened and some people believed it and some didn't. And so what does that tell us? How is that any different from any other claim?
I had an email exchange with a guy recently who argued that, he was talking about some religious figure from like 80 years ago or something. I can't remember the guy's name, but his argument was that this guy really was a prophet because he healed all these people, and we know he healed all these people because he did it in front of all these, a bunch of unbelievers. And they still didn't believe after they'd seen it, but they had seen it. I go, if it wasn't impressive enough to change the minds of the unbelievers, then how is that an argument? And his response was, well,
distorted, exaggerated, misreported, misremembered. I mean, I can pull my finger off and put it back on, and I did it in front of everybody. But how many people believe that I actually pulled the tip of my finger off? I mean, nobody with any sense. At one time, that would have been impressive.
Oh, but see, Matt, those people who cannot believe that you had the power to actually pull the tip of your finger off, those people were not meant to believe.
Yeah. I didn't grant them with the generous blessing of faith to accept that. But
yeah.
All right, let's take some more. We got Terry in Boise. How are you?
Take some more. We got Terry in Boise. How are you? Take some more. We got Terry in Boise. How are you?
He's
well.
got us on a loop.
How are you? He's
well.
Got us on a loop.
Bye.
Bye, Terry. Sorry. Try calling back. We've got Corey in Mississippi. Hello?
Corey?
Well,
Hello?
Yes. Hello there.
Hey, I'm sorry, guys. Your channel actually does not. I just changed the channel, and you guys actually came out on TV. It said something about Atheist Experience or something like that. I just want to know what you guys were pretty much talking about. You guys are no longer on TV, though. That's what I'm looking at right now.
we're on
Oh,
TV.
that's what you guys are. Yeah, yeah.
Studio's had problems. We've been on and off. It keeps clicking
Oh.
to some other stuff.
Well,
The stream, too?
apparently the stream too.
You're back on now.
This guy's in Missouri? Are you in Missouri, Corey?
Hang on a sec, Corey.
No, I think you guys have the wrong guy. This is Oscar. I'm calling from Austin.
You're calling from Austin. For some
Yeah.
reason, it says Mississippi. So, okay, so you're saying watching live in Austin, we're going on and off.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, but now you guys are back on track.
All right.
Well, we're recording it all anyway, so what do you got for us?
What are you guys pretty much talking about? I just heard callers talking about.
We're just taking calls.
Why was that correct?
We're just taking calls.
This is an atheist show. We talk about religion.
Religion. Do you guys believe in religion or no?
No.
At all?
Well, I mean, I believe religions exist, but I mean,
Oh yeah, I know.
We're
that,
not.
but you guys-
We don't believe in gods. That's what an atheist is a person that doesn't believe in gods.
How come?
Well, why should we?
Why should you?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, pretty much, I just wanted to see you guys. So you guys don't believe in Jesus or none of that, right?
Well, as Matt was just explaining, it's possible that there was an historical figure on whom those stories are based, but the actual tangible evidence of his existence is pretty sketchy.
I don't believe anybody performed miracles or that they are a god or the son of a god or anything like that.
Okay. Do you guys believe in people? What do you guys think about humans as far as how we were created? You guys
We weren't created.
Huh?
Humans weren't created.
What happened?
We've evolved
How do you know that?
because we have evidence.
You have other people just thinking of what they're doing, right?
No.
They're
No.
having theories
No.
about how humans became from apes. Is that correct?
Well, we share
That's
common
evolution that
ancestry.
you guys actually think about, right?
We share common ancestor with every living thing on the planet. Apes are some of our closest ancestors, and this has been demonstrated by not only the fossil record, but by genetics. I mean, evolution's a done deal. Anybody who's still arguing that evolution isn't supported by evidence just doesn't know how to open their eyes.
Are you a scientist?
Am I a scientist? No.
Do you have a bachelor's or a master's on that?
No. Do I need one?
Do you have to?
That's why I just asked you.
Basically,
Are you
actually believe in
Corey?
what
Are you a
people actually tell
theologian?
you.
Are you a theologian, Corey?
No. Pretty much, I just wanted to see, because basically when you read the Bible, you're pretty much thinking of what other people are telling you, right?
When I've read the Bible, I've read it at face value.
Okay. But the thing is, ever since you're young or since you're little, you pretty much are being taught that there's a God, his name is Jesus or Maria Guadalupe or whatever type of religions, right?
Sure.
Okay. Well, if you're not a scientist, but you believe in evolution, but you're not a scientist at all, you actually just believe in other people's what they're thinking.
No,
No.
I understand what science is and how it works and how it's done, and that's why I take it seriously when scientists say that they've discovered a thing.
Not only that, but the evidence is there for anybody to assess and understand for themselves. You can have you never been to a natural history museum?
I never have, but like I said, I'm not a scientist myself. If I just go to school and they're teaching me, this is how we're back since you're let's say 1993 or 1991, the scientists thought there was 8 planets, right? That's what we were being taught. That's what you guys were actually being taught yourselves.
Excuse me?
Sure.
How many planets are there now?
Well, there were 9, and then there were 8, and now there's 9 again. But that's because they changed the class.